It's everybody's favourite day of the week. That's if you're into pain, misery and torture, because it is Monday and it is time for Monday Night Raw. I'm here with Fog Wrestling for your preview for tonight's show, and all I can say is I hope it's better than last week, because last week was fucking horrendous, and I have to sit through another 3 hours of this stuff. Then I'm scared of what I might do to myself, guys, because last week was really, really bad. Still got a sore throat, so yeah, if I don't sound great, then I apologise, but it's better than listening to a Liv Morgan promo. But anyway, tonight's WWE show is coming from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan, and we're still on the build to WrestleMania Backlash, aka a bunch of rematches from WrestleMania. So Raw tonight will apparently be headlined by Cody Rhodes. It is official that he is taking on The Miz, but apparently Cody Rhodes versus The Miz is set to be the main event of Raw tonight. I mean, if it is, I've no complaints, but it is a bit weird that The Miz literally goes from, you know, mid-card straight into the main event just because Cody Rhodes has joined. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of push Cody Rhodes gets. I mean, he came in off WrestleMania, he beat Seth Rollins, which is pretty good. He came out last week, cut that an emotional promo to kick off Raw, which is also considered a pretty important spot. Probably the only important spot than the opener would be the main event. So, I mean, Rhodes has had two big, pretty, you know, places on the card so far. The match against Rollins at Mania, and then the opening promo last week, and now potentially a main event tonight. So it looks like Cody Rhodes' return, he is being treated as a big deal. You know, it's been a serious thing so far. We've also got Fear Mahan making his in-ring Raw debut tonight, where he will take on Rey Mysterio, the Luchador King, the master of the 619, the guy who stole Eddie Guerrero's son away from him, called him Dominic. So, yeah, Fear Mahan beating up Rey, beating up Dominic last week, and Rey will be trying to get some revenge. I would not be surprised if that one, honestly, that could go either way. I mean, it could go 50-50 and Fear Mahan wins because it's his debut. Fear Mahan could squash Rey Mysterio, but I could also see Rey Mysterio beating Fear Mahan, then we never see Fear Mahan again. Fear Mahan's gone. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. Roman Reigns on SmackDown sent the Usos, the other two members of the Bloodline, to Raw tonight to capture the gold, so he wants them to win the tag team titles. So with that said, I think it's safe to assume that we might be getting a Raw tag team title match tonight between RK Bro and the Usos, or maybe the Usos will just challenge RK Bro tonight and they'll have their match at WrestleMania Backlash, which probably seems more likely. But either way, the Usos will be on tonight's show. We also have Damian Priest versus AJ Styles. We have WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Sasha Banks and Naomi defending against Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I've already spoke about Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. We're going to have a VIP lounge with MVP featuring his guest Omos, and they will apparently discuss Bobby Lashley and address what they did to him last week. Omos now having a manager in the form of MVP, which I think was probably the smartest thing they could do, because Omos on his own just would not work. The guy can barely speak English, and MVP, as we all know, is good on the mic, and I think MVP will do a good job, not only for Omos, but I think this could also be good for Bobby Lashley, because I'm not putting Lashley in the same category as Brock, but, you know, Brock did get incredibly stale for a while under Paul Heyman, and now that Brock's got the freedom to actually cut his own promos and we get to hear from Brock more, I mean, it's been great, you know. It's been really good stuff, and it's like just rejuvenated Brock's career. So I'm hoping we make it something similar with Lashley, even though I don't think Lashley's anywhere near as confident or as good on the microphone as Brock. You know, it might just be better to actually hear Lashley, you know, have to speak for himself, because it was getting a little tad, you know, boring with MVP continually coming out and doing the talking for Lashley. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, guys. But, yeah, in terms of the match... Oh, before we get into the preview for the matches, Edge will apparently be adding a new member to his stable tonight. There's multiple names floating around. Those names include Tommaso Ciampa, who apparently is done with NXT, will not be back, so it looks like he's going to be moving to either Raw or SmackDown, and Rhea Ripley. So that is the two names that are potentially going to be joining Edge's stable. I do not want to see either of those names in the stable. I'll probably make a separate video on that, but I just don't think either's a good fit. Even though, you know, Rhea Ripley has that kind of look about, or the gothic look, which kind of would fit in with Edge is doing at the moment. I don't want to see it. I think Damian Priest is a good fit. I don't think Tommaso Ciampa and Rhea Ripley would be good as well. And I would rather just see it continue on with Priest and Edge for a bit, you know, before adding new members. You don't have to create a stable right away. You could have a thing where it's just Edge and Priest for a few months, and then you could add more members in. You know, it doesn't have to happen straight away. Kind of similar to like when Ric Flair and Triple H started teaming up, and Ric Flair started managing Triple H. They didn't just like create Evolution on the same week and form all 4 members. You know, they added them gradually over time. So I think there's no reason why Edge couldn't do that as well. But let's go through the matches. I'm going to give my predictions. The Usos versus RK Bro. If they have a match, which we don't know, it's not official, but if they do, I'm going to go with the Usos. Fear Mahan versus Rey Mysterio. I'm going to go with Fear Mahan. Priest versus AJ Styles. I'm going to go with Damian Priest, even though I don't really think AJ can afford to lose another match, and they like to do 50-50 booking, and he lost the Edge. He needs his win back. I think that it would make Priest look a bit weak if he just lost to AJ, the man that Edge beat. And B, if they are adding more members, then there's every possibility that the new member could help Damian Priest and cost AJ this match. So I'm going to go with Damian Priest. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks and Naomi to retain against Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to beat The Miz in the main event of Monday Night Raw, guys. So that is my predictions. As for the WWE Championship, will there be any development on that tonight? We don't know. Roman Reigns is probably going to hold that belt hostage like he's held the Universal belt hostage. There's reports that Reigns is slightly injured at the moment as well. Will we even get a challenger at WrestleMania Backlash? I don't know what that shit was on SmackDown last week, with Nakamura coming out and Reigns hugging him. So it was Nakamura going to be the next challenger? Honestly, we don't know, but I would not expect anything with the WWE Championship to materialise tonight. I just don't think it's going to be a thing on Monday Night Raw for probably till after WrestleMania Backlash. But anyway, guys, that's it for your Monday Night Raw preview. Until next time, until the review, I'll catch you later. Peace.